Have you ever struggled to get yourself up off the floor or a chair or even just reach overhead without feeling weak or unstable? And this video is for you. These are everyday challenges that many seniors face, but what if I told you there's one simple exercise? It's not complicated and it doesn't require any fancy equipment. It's called the functional push-up, and by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to do it at your own level, safely and effectively. So now before you scroll away thinking push-ups, that's for athletes, not for me, let's clear something up. Push-ups aren't just a gym move. In fact, they're one of the most functional strength exercises we have. Why? Because they mimic real life actions like pushing yourself up from a chair, from the floor, or most importantly as seniors, supporting your body during a fall. And the best part, you don't have to start on the floor. Through a method called progressive overload, we can adapt the push-up to suit any fitness level, from wall push-ups to incline push-ups and eventually to the floor. So let's break it down step by step, starting with the foundations. Now before we start, this might not be for everybody, so please check with your healthcare provider to make sure he gives you the go-ahead for exercise. Having said that, we are going to start with the first one. There's going to be 3 levels to this functional push-up. The first one, we're going to start on the wall, and then we're going to work our way progressively down from a countertop, and then we're going to end up on the floor. So let me explain quickly what a functional push-up is compared to your normal traditional wall push-ups, for instance. Well, your wall push-up, you would lean up against the wall, place your hands on the wall, and then from there lean forward and back. A nice linear movement pattern. Now there's nothing wrong with that wall push-up, but it doesn't give you the opportunity to actually go deep into those weak areas. So for that, we are going to do a functional push-up. And to do that, we're going to face the wall again. And except for standing straight, you are now going to turn your feet out 45 degrees. So you're going to be standing at an angle towards the wall. Hand on the wall here. So now you're going to find that your one arm is going to be a little bit more closer to the wall. Now from there, you're going to now lean into the wall, and it's as if you almost want to push your chest into the wall. Now for you to be able to do that, you're going to need a little bit more range of motion in the wrist, the elbow, and the shoulder. Now, if you don't have that range of motion and you only make it up to that position, that is fine, absolutely fine. I know there's a lot of you out there that might have some shoulder issues, you might have some thoracic spine issues, because if you do have a little bit of kyphosis, it's going to be difficult for you to actually get your chest closer to the wall because you're lacking the extension of the thoracic spine, which is one of the things that you are going to be doing that's going to help you with your posture in the long run. So, if we are up against the wall, placing the hands on the wall. Now you can play around with the positions of the hand. The idea is that there should not be any right or wrong with the hand. That's why it's called a functional push-up. If we do find ourselves falling on the floor or even getting up off a chair, it's not always in the most perfect position. So we need to learn how to strengthen our shoulders, wrists, and elbows in different awkward positions. So now we're almost throwing out the rule book for what a perfect push-up means, and we're bringing in a new way of thinking about a pushing movement, or what we'd like to call a more functional movement, and we are adding a push-up into the mix. So from there, we're going to press into the wall, touch, breathe out, and go. So we're still keeping the belly button nice and tight. We still want to build some core stability. And now we're leaning into the wall, and we're really trying to get our chest to touch the one side. You'll see the one side is completely open, the other side is touching. And once we've done 10 on the one side, we just change over another 45 degree, placing the hands on the wall, and now moving in, try to touch and come back. Try to touch and come back. If this is still too difficult for you, you can actually move a little bit closer up to the wall and maybe start with that. I'm approximately 1.5 feet away from the wall, and maybe just feel, it's almost like you want to put your ear and listen to the wall and come back, and you should start feeling that shoulder and shoulder blade coming around the back and opening up this chest area. Now, why do we do this functional push-up? Well, a couple of reasons. First reason is we want to increase your range of motion so that we can build strength in those weak areas. For instance, if you are on the floor and you cannot get up, you will now have more mobility, and we'll be working the strength together with your new mobility into those weak areas so that you can have enough strength to push yourself out of almost any position. Once you're in a position where you feel, I can do this quite easily on both sides, you can now learn how to catch yourself on the wall. So if this was the floor, for instance, and you had to have a fall, you want to be able to break your fall going down. Instead of having a rigid or jerky movement like that, you want to learn how to catch yourself and smoothly move closer towards the wall. And that way we are training the nervous system to accept weight under a lot more higher velocity and actually try to control your descent slowly. But this is only once you've got enough range of motion in your shoulders to actually take up most of the slack. So this is very important that we first gain mobility. So you might be busy doing this for a few weeks or a few days until you feel you can actually move in different hand positions as well. Okay. So it's very important to experiment with the different hand positions, hand placements, so that you get all the angles in the shoulder, wrist, and elbow. All right, so that is the first one. Now let's move on to our second level, and that is the tabletop. Right, now we're at our tabletop position. This is the second one of the three that I'm going to show you today to help build mobility and strength in your weakest ranges of motion. We are going to start the same as we would do with our normal tabletop push-ups, but now, again, we are doing the 45-degree angle, and now we're going to be leaning slightly more into the tabletop, which is allowing us to go a little bit further in, displacing our body weight a little bit further past our hands, creating more of an angle, which means creating more weight on our shoulders and wrists. So again, the hand closest to the table is going to be taking a lot more of the load, and now I can actually feel there is a lot more weight being distributed through all weird places of my wrist, shoulders, scapula, and thoracic spine. Again, I'm keeping my belly button nice and tight. I'm moving slowly first, breathing in and out. Now I can either just start doing the diagonal push-up, and once I'm comfortable with that on both sides, I can start moving into the dropping or catching myself on the way down. And I can do maybe about 5 or 10 on each side, depending on how you feel, until it feels like your reflexes have now improved a bit, where you can actually control the speed of the movement. And once that becomes easier and you feel that you're now confident to move onto the floor, let's move on to our third and final level. Now we're on the ground, and we are now going to do our third variation of our functional push-up. So we're going to be sitting on the floor, legs straight out in front of you if you can, nice and tall. And again, we're going to be dropping to the side in a diagonal pattern. So first of all, you are just going to see how far you can go down, because for some of you this might be a new experience, being on the ground for the first time. You've spent a few days or a few weeks on the wall, spent another few weeks on the countertop, and now you're feeling confident enough to actually try this on the floor. Now, from here, we are going to place one hand out to the side, and again, you're going to slowly tilt over to the one side and come back. And again, put one hand down, then the other hand, and come back. And you'll realize that it's very much the same as the wall and the countertop, in that one arm is going to feel like it's being pushed up completely, while the other one almost not even doing a lot of work. That's by design, because when you have a fall, or sometimes you want to push yourself up from the floor or even from a chair, it might not all be possible to do everything in a perfect straight line. Like if you would train a push-up the traditional way, you are learning to strengthen yourself in certain areas and not in those awkward positions that we might find ourselves in. So again, we're going to move over to the one side, lean down, come up, and again, we'll keep doing this for 5 or 10 until you feel comfortable and going lower and lower and lower. And the idea is to be able to lean completely on the floor and come back up again. And we can switch over to the other side, because you want to be able to do both arms. You want to feel that your left and right shoulder are equally mobile and strong, and that you don't have any problems on one side or the other. and one more, and all the way down, relax for a few seconds, and come up. So once you feel that you can pretty much lie down on the floor like that and push up, you'll notice that your shoulder is completely back, your scapula or your shoulder blade has been pushed up right against your spine. You do have a slight extension of the thoracic spine, which means your thoracic spine is mobile and is moving together with your shoulder blade and your shoulder, the glenohumeral joint. So everything is now falling into place. And it's a very awkward, weird push-up, but I guess that's why we call it a functional push-up, because it's something to do with your real movements during life. If you ever have to get yourself up off the floor, maybe you had a fall, or just getting up in a certain way. Now, part of the third portion of our functional push-up is we're now going to go down and lie on our stomachs. And the last bit is a push-up. It's almost like a yoga push-up, like the upward dog. So you're going to be pushing yourself up and then push your hips back. And that is the movement. That's all you're going to be doing. And then down again, you're going to reverse the movement, but you're going to do it slow and under control. First placing the hips on the ground, then the stomach, and then the chest. And now I want you to lie completely relaxed. I don't want you to go halfway. You've now gained more mobility in your shoulders. Your elbows can now be compressed next to your side, and your hands can be just below your chest. And from there, you're going to press up and then up into that position. And we just repeat this for another 5. And hips down first. And let's go 2 more. Okay, also another brilliant way to get your spine to extend. Open up your hips. Train that mobility in the shoulders, elbows, and wrists. And let's go one more. Breathe out. First up and there. And then from there, you would get into your position of either holding onto a chair, onto a couch, getting yourself up off the floor. And that is the functional push-up. If you ever had to find yourself on the floor, this helps to strengthen your wrists, strengthen your elbow, strengthen the shoulders, get you into those deep, weak areas that a traditional push-up on a wall or on the counter, where a wall push-up or your traditional push-ups does not allow you to actually open up your shoulders and chest properly and get into those deep, weak areas of your shoulder joint. This will help you getting up off the floor with a lot more ease, maybe getting out of a chair a lot more easier, and actually strengthen you in other areas of your daily life. If you like this video, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and let me know in the comments down below how your functional push-ups are going. See you next time.